Welcome back to Great Day. Behind every community, there are stories of sacrifice, resilience, and the search for a better life. Our vibrant industries bring people from around the world. Our next guest created an immersive art experience called Casa de Cultura, the Living Archive. It explores cultural identity, migration, and the shared histories of people with roots in Mesoamerica. Photographer and artist Violeta Álvarez joins us to share details on this exhibition. Good morning.
Hi, thank you for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. All right. I love how your art just fits so intrinsically into your life story, right? You are first generation. Your mother immigrated from Mexico, escaped a very violent life. What did she tell you about that life?
You know, she grew up in a violent household. Like her dad was abusive towards her mom, and she was really young when she got married. She was like 15, which was very common back then, you know. And she had children, and she was in a violent marriage, so she escaped it and came to America to work and to send money back home to her kids. So that's a very common story in our community.
I mean, she was escaping the violent household, ended up in a violent household of her own, but then was able to come to America. She worked as a housekeeper in River Oaks, took advantage of an opportunity that she could.
Yeah, she's been working. She came over here in the early 60s and started cleaning houses, and she found her way, you know, someone referred her to a job in River Oaks, which led to like my godmother, which they took her in kind of like as family. And so we grew up in that household, and my mom also too was like a photographer. Like she wanted to be, you know, photographer, so she photographed a lot of family photos and everything. So.
So it was almost like, I guess, a tale of two cities. On one end, what she had come from, but then what she was working around and saw, she knew that she could do better too.
Yes, exactly.
And that was better for you. All right, she took a lot of pictures, had a Polaroid camera, and the University of Houston, a student would document your mom through photography.
Oh yeah, so my god sister, my godmother's daughters, their friend was a U of H student, and he would document my mom and I quite a bit, and so we have these amazing black and white photos that he took of when I was a kid and when I was younger. But my mom would exchange for washing his laundry in exchange for it.
Your mom also gave you your first camera.
She did. She gave me a 110 camera when I was in first grade, and so I photographed, you know, just my friends or just you know, everything around me. So
yeah, because I mean, cameras are magical, right? And so now you are an award-winning music editorial and documentary photographer. All that got started off of that first camera that you had right there. All right, making it a career, you really got into the whole idea of design and what photography does and a whole bit, to the point where that's what you studied in school.
I did. You know, photography, you know, I did it like as a music photography is kind of where I started, and I went to shows and started as like a music fan with my point and shoot camera, and then at 18 I started entering for a record label here in Houston, and that's how I started getting into it professionally, because I had access to like Willie Nelson, and Jesse Dayton was just starting out then, and
Rolling Stones.
I actually got to photograph Johnny Cash a few years later, so yeah.
Yeah, the Smithsonian book, Rock and Roll, Live and Unseen. You're recognized for your cultural impact from Houston Metro as well. Okay, Fresh Arts, Space Taking Artistry Residency. Explain what that is.
Well, Fresh Arts is a nonprofit organization here in Houston, and they do so much for local artists. And so the program that I'm a part of is Space Taking Artist Residency, and so I almost didn't apply for it, so they gave me a platform to really be able to.
What made you hesitate and not apply for it?
I didn't think I would get picked, and I was like, well, maybe my project's not good enough or something, you know. But
almost talked yourself out of it.
Yeah, definitely. But I applied, and I actually was awarded it, so I was just so excited that I was actually be able to do this project.
Yeah. You said I was actually awarded it, and you looked off over there. What are you looking at?
Oh, I'm looking at Jordan from Fresh Arts.
Yeah. You're like, I did it. All right. Casa de Cultura, your residency project. Explain what goes into that, because a little bit of it has to do with just your roots and what you come from, right?
Well, it was inspired by my mom's, journey here from Mexico to America, and also I dedicated the space to people that've been affected by immigration policies or affected by ICE. So it's a space that I wanted people to feel inclusive, to have our cultural representation, and for our community to be able to see themselves in a gallery space. And I had some live photo sessions. I had 6, and people from the community, I invited them to come to be photographed, and that's the new exhibition.
And you say to validate those people who have gone through this experience, but it's also educational for people who may have other feelings about all this to learn as well.
And to humanize our community, that we are people with hopes and dreams, and we're everyday people that contribute to society.
Yeah. All right. As you walk through the exhibition, tell us what we can expect to see. We're seeing some pictures and things right here.
Right. Well, we have a community shrine that, anybody's welcome to leave, a photograph of their loved ones who have passed or who's been affected by, the immigration policies or been detained by ICE. I also have like a little area for my mom, and some of the pictures you're seeing, that was my music exhibition that I had, because growing up, there was no women of color, to look up to, and that's how I discovered Annie Leibovitz and like Linda McCartney, who are women, photographers.
Yeah.
and like right now, there's you can see like some artifacts like from Mexico that I have, and also Chicano Boulevard and Nick Gatan have a piece of music history inside the space. And also we have my nephew, he has like a few artifacts of his in there. And there's also reflections, people can leave like a piece of, like write a note, a reflection note, and leave it on the wall.
So you make it interactive.
Yes, definitely.
Right? And there's community events at the exhibition as well.
Yes, like this Thursday we have, I invited 3 Chicano X photographers.
So the titles keep Latinx, Chicano X, yeah, right.
I invited them to come speak about their work and what they do in the community. And I also am having a food drive on Saturday as well.
Why is art so important?
I feel it's a way for us to express. I know growing up, I was bullied a lot, when I was young, so art was something that was a way for me to maybe escape or like express myself, because I didn't really talk a lot, and Fresh Arts actually
and look at you now.
Yeah,
right.
Like the program is really, 6 months ago I probably wouldn't be able to do this, but like with the program, it's really helped me to talk more about my work. Yeah.
And you own it, it's your work, you own it, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention.
Thank you so much for having me.
And congratulations, you taught the lesson. If you don't play, you can't win, right?
Right.
All right. Casa de Cultura, the Living Archive, is open now to August 22nd at Fresh Arts Gallery in Winter Street Studios at Sawyer Yards. If you have not been to Sawyer Yards, it's such an amazing place. It's free to attend, and the artwork is available for sale. To learn more about photographer and artist Violeta Álvarez and her exhibition, visit greatdayhouston.com, and we will connect you.